Holy smokes, a Batman tag video. This is amazing. Probably the best tag video in YouTube of all time. And I was tagged by Constant Bromstar. The sadistic Constant Bromstar, making me choose my favorite Batman sequence, comic book sequence, panels. I'm like, it's like picking a favorite kid, man. That's impossible, dude. It's not impossible. Yes, it is impossible. Thank you, Scott, for tagging me. Obviously, the rumor has gotten to you that I kind of like Batman. He's not my favorite. I kind of like him just a little bit. You know. But I do have some in mind. I have one. I'm going to talk about one. It's not my favorite of all time, but I want to talk about it because I've always talked about it. And it's a book that I brought to a lot of people's attentions. It's an underrated story arc. And I always get the same response back from these people when they actually read these issues or this mini, and they're like, "Holy crap, John, you were right. This is amazing. I love this. I love this story. It was awesome." But before I get to my choice, I'm going to talk about the runners-up. I want to talk about Batman 227 because it's one of my favorite. It's actually my favorite cover, Batman cover of all time, and the interiors by Novik and Giordano as well are absolutely amazing. I'm a huge fan of Halloween. I'm a huge fan of horror. None of the blood and gore stuff, you know. Of course, it's pretty cool sometimes, but it's the classic horror, the classic visuals that I love so much. It's like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. You read the book, you paint the picture in your head of the castle and the environments. This book has those sort of visuals. It has the classic look to it, the classic, the haunted woods, the castles. And there's a panel in here that Batman is being hung by a noose, and he's standing on this rock stone pedestal, kind of like Indiana Jones. It's, you know, it's like one of those that move, and it's slowly going down, and he's suffocating. And he's obviously he's hung, he's hanging himself, so he's suffocating. He can't breathe, and he sees this torch on the castle. Like he's in a dungeon, and you know there's like torches that light the room up, and he swings to get the momentum and grabs this torch with his feet because his hands are tied obviously, and he's hung on this noose. And he grabs his torch with his feet, and the panels are incredible. He reaches, it kind of bends down, like does a crunch, and lifts the torch over his head to burn the noose, and he falls off and does a tumble, and he's out to save the day. Pretty awesome. It's just so cool. So that's why this is like one of my favorite comics of all time. I'm not going to show that panel. These are just runners up. 251. Of course, we all know this Neil Adams classic. But the panel I'm talking about here, the sequence, is when Batman is chained. His hands are chained, and he's standing by this poolside, the shark tank actually, and Joker kicks him into the shark tank. And the whole sequence is amazing. It's like you can actually feel Batman suffocate. He's trying to put his hands over the shark, and he's riding the shark, and he's screaming. Well, he can't really scream, he's underwater, but he's screaming at the shark to bite down, damn it, blast it, or some cursive word like that. And he's trying to get the shark to bite down on the chain so he can free himself and save the other guy that's also in the water. It's this guy in the wheelchair. Joker also threw a guy in the wheelchair as well. So finally, after several pages, panels later, he bites down and he's loose. So that's pretty cool. But before I turn the camera over and get to the real nitty-gritty, the book that I talked about earlier, I think my Bat family knows which story I'm talking about. It's Batman number 453 and 454, parts 2 of 3 of Dark Knight, Dark City. Those of you who know me know what panels I'm talking about. And the reason why this is so amazing, so incredible, is that the last page, the last few panels, is where the sequence begins. And back then in August 1990 to September 1990, people had to wait 1 month for this exceptional cliffhanger. It's probably one of the most emotional and suffocating sequential art I have ever seen. So, turn the camera around. Let's take a closer look.
And there's the panel that starts off. It's page 21. Baby's in trouble, Bats. Starting to turn blue.
The ping pong ball stuck clean in his throat. There we go. See you later, Batman. Love this cape and this running pose. A nice little nod to Neil Adams. By the way, it's Kyron Dwyer who's doing the pencils in this issue. But a lot of his Batman is very inspired by previous Batman artists, legendary artists. So then we go, later Riddler, I'll deal with you later. First the kid, have to get him to the hospital. No time, he's not breathing. No time to get him to the hospital. And there goes Batman panicking, grinding his teeth. Look at that. I hit the baby's back, but the ball doesn't budge. Neatly stuck in its gullet. I feel molten bile in my own gut. In my own gullet, as I realize it's meant to be neatly stuck. The sadistic runts planned it this way. No time for hospital. If it doesn't start breathing in 2 minutes, it'll be over. You know what? You know what you had to do. You know how to do it. It's called a tracheotomy, an incision of the principal air passage in order to facilitate breathing. You know how to do it. Pretty awesome. Man, when I first read this, I was like, holy smokes. You know how to do it. Do it. So there you go. You have Batman not really panicking, but panicking at the same time. He's trying to convince himself to cut this baby's, and there you go, and it ends. Cut this baby's throat open. So that's the cliffhanger. And issue 454, great covers by Bagnola, by the way, picks up where the last one just left off. The knife should be sharper, a finer scalpel, not this butcher's knife. It should be cleaner too, sterilized. But it's all I've got, and I'm all you've got. And there's the baby. I'm surprised. I'm just one little thing, I guess. It would have been actually a little cooler if they colored the baby blue, like it's suffocating. They probably, the editor and the colorer and the creators probably sat down and said, what do we do, guys? Do we paint this baby blue? Is it too graphic? Then you see the shadow of Batman's doing his surgery. So Batman takes a deep breath and slits the little cherub's throat. There you go again, panicking. Draws the blade across his pink skin, slices through the windpipe. A backstreet tracheotomy, because the Riddler has lodged the ping pong ball in the baby's throat. The Riddler lodged the ping pong ball down a baby's throat. That's, man. And now he's running with the baby, holding him close. He must get to the hospital before he loses too much blood. The baby's bleeding to death now. There we go, another great Neil Adams. Hey guys, my Bat family would recognize this. Another great Neil Adams nod, tip of the hat, if you will. Scrambling out of the sewer, sprinting down the street. Oh, Batman, you are my finest creation, my favorite child. Someone's narrating. And then, that's it. And then Commissioner Gordon comes inside. How's he doing? Still on life support. His name is Michael, 8 days old. I tried to save him, Jim. Maybe I just succeeded in killing him. If the worst comes, you didn't kill him. The Riddler did. You've got 3 babies back. He only has only one left. This was pinned to Michael's diaper, my next clue. And then he goes on to the next clue. So, there you go, guys. When I read it for the first time, I was blown away by these two, by this sequence panel. Just amazing. I guess it just hit me more because maybe I'm a father, but when I read it, I wasn't a father. But anyways, you guys get the point. It's pretty intense. So who do I tag? I wanted to tag Cammy, but Cammy's been tagged, so I want to tag Lahrasa, maybe because Lahrasa is very supportive and really enjoys my Bat Chat haul videos, and she always has something interesting to say with the books she picks up. I'd also like to tag a new reader to Batman, Sergeant Merica Mike. I would love to get your take on your favorite sequence thus far from, just stepping into the Bat world, see where you're at and how, what you choose. I would love to choose all my Batman family. I don't know who's been chosen yet. Travis is very interesting. I love hearing Travis's take on sequential art. He's very articulate at describing panels. So Travis, if you don't mind, So many people. James Crowder, if you're still doing videos. LukeBatman. I'm tagging 5 people. Holy smokes. LukeBatman, comic reviews. I don't know if you're still doing videos, Luke, but if you are, those are my 5 people. I'm gonna tag 5 just because I would love to see this tag video just explode through YouTube. Even Scott running with comics, I know he'll get a video up as soon as possible, and it's always a joy seeing his passion for Batman as well. So here you go, guys. Here's my video. Hope you liked it. See you later.